Hey, I'm Jordan, and I'm the RSE teacher here. And I teach it with a little bit of a twist. A weird, a chaotic, but always an intentional twist. Let's go and find out what I do. So, I work in an ed support setting, where the students are neurodiverse, bold, curious, and usually a hell of a lot more honest than I'm ready for by 9 a.m. So, how do you teach a 14-year-old to talk about the things they want in a relationship, to talk about boundaries, to talk about communication, and all the things without them freaking out? Well, you make it about ice cream. So, we start simple. I ask, hey, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Chocolate. Cool. Now imagine that ice cream, soggy, melted, served in a smelly shoe while you're doing lunchtime detention. How about that? Nah, bro, that would suck. Boom. And now we're starting to talk about the details. We're talking preferences, we're talking context, we're talking communication, all of the things that you need in order to discuss intimacy, relationships, consent, and communication. But we're filtering it through sundaes and sprinkles. All right, hold up. What's this all about? Well, the ice cream game is a playful, low-pressure way to teach students the language of relationships. It helps them get comfortable expressing themselves, builds a precise vocabulary for pleasure, and gets them practicing how to ask clarifying questions and voice their preferences. And the best part? These skills transfer easily from talking about ice cream to talking about intimacy with empathy, clarity, and confidence. Another of my go-tos, micro-teach. I flip the script. My students become the teachers. They unpack concepts like porn, power dynamics, or attraction and teach each other in their own words. Okay. So the micro-teach model I use breaks down complex RSE topics like consent or porn into bite-sized chunks. First, we brainstorm as a class and map out the key ideas. Then, students split into groups to dive deeper into one of the key ideas. After mastering it, they rotate and teach their peers using simple, everyday language. Finally, we bring it all together as a class to create a shared understanding that everyone gets. It's hands-on, peer-led, and helps students really own the content and the language, not just memorize it. Because if you can teach it, it means that you probably understand it. And if you can teach it to someone who learns completely differently from you, then that is empathy and learning in action.
As an RSE teacher, Jordan brings a lot of energy and charisma into the classroom. As soon as he enters the classroom, the kids are engaged, they love his energy, they love his sense of humor. And I think that RSE as a topic is awkward and it's uncomfortable. And what Jordan does is try to break all that down and make it as exciting and engaging for the kids.
Now, sure, there's been challenges. We've had to find a line between what's appropriate, what's meaningful, and what is inclusive for every one of our students. But when students start asking better questions, correcting each other's language, or helping a mate set a boundary, that's when you know this stuff is starting to land. Now our students are starting to use gender-neutral language, ask deeper questions, and actually want to talk about this stuff. Even staff are getting involved, because this isn't just about students, it's about shifting the whole culture. So yeah, I teach sex ed with metaphors, micro-teach, and a whole lot of messy moments. It is not perfect, but it is working. And I would totally take joyful human learning over polished silence any day of the week. So, thanks for the nomination. Good luck to the other finalists, and let's keep making the awkward stuff a little less awkward.